Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how you can connect your Telegram bot or create a Telegram bot and basically create an AI agent around it. And also how to connect any other N8N workflow to another workflow. So basically we're going to give our other work. So what we're going to do is connect our previously created Google Docs agent that we have here to our current Telegram workflow. But first, what we have to do is connect our Telegram bot. So I'm going to show you guys, mine is already connected, but I want to show you guys just a simple rundown on how you guys can create a Telegram bot and basically hook up your credentials to N8N so you can get started. So what you want to do is I'll have a link here in the description for basically the bot father. You guys have to contact the bot father, basically message the bot father to be able to create a bot. So once you get here, it's pretty simple. All you got to do is click the menu button, click start. You can do new bot. So you see, all right, a new bot. How are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? So let's say, please choose a name for your bot. Let's say test bot v1. Good. Now let's choose a username for your bot. It must end in bot, like this example, Tetris bot or Tetris bot. Okay, so let's say test bot. Okay, we got to do a unique name. Let's say motion test bot. Come on, the motion test bot. There we go. So the motion test bot. There we go. So now access token. I'm going to revoke this, by the way, if you guys can see it. But basically, you have this. You're going to need this access token right here. Make sure you guys don't share this with nobody. So when you have this access token, what you're going to want to do is just copy this, copy text. Now what we're going to want to do is go here. For your case, you're not going to have credential. Click create new credential. Add your access token here. And you're good. Let me make sure. Just click this link. Now we can talk to the bot. Click start. Now we're at the test bot. So if you want this template, make sure you guys are in the community. If you need to get access to it, click the link in the description. We have any sort of tutorials that I do. I have all templates in there, as well as any sort of automations I do personally. I just add them all in there, as well as video lessons and tutorials that will help y'all succeed. So once you have this, follow along. All you have to do is set up your credentials. So we're going to click the Telegram node, and we just created that credential extremely simply. Once you want to do is make sure you have your OpenAI credentials set up. So if you don't know how to do this, make sure you go watch the basics video that I already did on how to create a basic Google Docs agent, which teaches you how to as well basic connect your APIs. All you have to do is just go to OpenAI and connect your API. So once you do that, you'll be set up. What this is doing is basically allowing you to have voice input as well as text input. So once you have that, what it's going to do is feed into this AI agent that we have here. So again, in the basics, it talks about what the AI agent node does. Make sure you guys go watch that basics if you do not understand what an AI agent node is doing. So we have this agent here already set up. Let's test this workflow because everything else is set up. Once you have these nodes set up, let's make sure it has all the correct basically credentials. Once that's set up and you have this template, it's extremely simple to get running. So all we're doing is just changing our credentials out. So make sure you put your access token here and you keep this base URL as api.telegram.org. Once you have that, you're green. So once you're connected, all the nodes, and you have your credentials set up, all you want to do is click test workflow. And now what we can do is basically message that bot. So let's go back to our test bot. What we're going to do is message the bot saying hi, just to test the AI capabilities. And let's go and look through this workflow. Okay, we actually did get a response. I was just impatient. I don't know why I didn't show the animation. So as you can see, we said hi. We got a response here with a voice response and a text response as well. So with that, It's extremely simple. You now have a working custom AI agent. You can adjust the system prompt here. So you see the system prompt is basically telling you what it has access to. And right now it's currently telling you that it has access to a couple of tools that it doesn't actually have access to. So right now what we're going to do is keep the base. You are a helpful assistant with access to a multitude of tools. Let's remove this task manager tool because right now what I wanted to do is connect this to basically our Gmail agent that we just created. So let's say you have, no, listed below. I don't need to say that again. So what I'm gonna say is basically Google Docs to create and edit Google documents. Okay, so with that being done, extremely simple. Now all I have to do is give it the tool. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to connect this agent to my other agent. What I'm going to do is add another node, so another trigger. So we're going to right click and say add node, and then we're going to click add another trigger. So what we want to do is click when executed by another workflow. So this is basically going to allow our other workflow to call this workflow and basically just for the agent to communicate. So let's just leave it like this, add this here, right? We wanted to do, let's just make it, so let's do add field. Just because we have a chat input here, we're going to call it chat input. Chat input. Just so it's easy. You can call this whatever you want if you don't have a chat module, but because of how this is set up, I prefer to keep it at chat input because it just makes everything easier. So call it chat input and the type will be a string. So this is what the workflow is expecting as an input to be able to call it. So this is what the other agent will be sending to this. So basically this is going to contain, that chat input would contain the instructions from the other agent to this agent. So all we have to do is just connect this to here, and now it has two triggers. So let's click test workflow. Okay, we have an error. Let's see what the error is. Open node, window buffer, chat input, no. So what we want to do is basically go here. We're having an error for, it's trying to buffer memory. It's trying to store the message from here, but we're sending data through here. So what we need to do is basically click this and change the source for the prompt. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. The memory, change this right here to session key and do define below. So with doing that, what we're going to do is paste this and make sure it's on expression because now it's code. So we want to change this to remember what we said the data is going to be, which is chat input. So now what that's doing is no matter what, if it comes to here or here, it's taking the variable called chat input. So it's easily able to communicate. So let's click test workflow. Make sure everything is good. So input value has 3 keys. Another error. Hold on. Let's see what. Okay. I see the issue. So the issue is that we didn't pass anything to here. So let's just send this real quick. We already know that this works. So hold on. So the issue is that we didn't pass any information to here. So it's not storing properly, which is okay. So what we're going to do is just basically make sure we connect this to our Telegram agent. It should be ready. So to connect another workflow and give an agent access to it, so to give an agent access to another agent, what you're going to want to do is add it like a tool. You're going to press plus on the tool section and click call N8N workflow. So with doing that, what you're going to do is name the tool. In this case, it's a Google Docs agent. I forgot. You can't add spaces in the name. Treat it as if it's code and use underscores or dashes. So with doing that, we're going to give it a quick description so the AI knows. The AI reads this description. So make sure you give it a general description so it knows what it's doing. So I'm going to say, in this, so it's not just it knows it's not just an automation. So it's trying to complete it like programmatically. We're going to tell it that it's an agent. This is why I say Google Docs agent. So I'm going to say agent that handles creating and updating Google documents. I just can't spell Google. Okay, let's say communicate with clear instructions. Because remember, the AI is passing the data to this other agent. So we're doing that now, saying we're going to leave this as database. We have to select which workflow we want to select. So in this case, we want to do the GDocs agent, so Google Docs agent. So now that it does that, it's good. So here's not, it's supposed to give me a form input. So let's go to here, make sure that this is set up correct, and click save. So now we have the input here, so we can see that it shows up. We want to make sure that you can see your input because this is what the AI is going to be sending. So all you want to do here, this is going to be the magic button, family. It's extremely simple. This is going to be your best friend. Click this, and that chat input, basically the instructions, are now going to be defined by AI. So now it can communicate with this. What I like to do is to keep everything organized, make sure you rename these tools. So go here to the top. In this case, I'm going to call this Google Docs agent. So now I can see that on here as well. So with that being said, let's test this workflow out again. So it's waiting for a trigger event. Let's come here and say, hello, create a new document that called, let's say, AI agents telling I'm gonna say showcasing interesting statistics about future projections. I spelled a couple things wrong, but it should be running right now. Okay, let's test this workflow now. Okay, now it just sent that message. For some reason it was lagging. So now it's using that Google Docs agent. So it should be calling this workflow here. And it's currently running. So it just did that successfully. So now it's communicating back with this agent, and we should get a voice message soon. This is probably the longest taking process. This is optional, by the way. So if you have this template and you don't need a voice response back, you can just delete this and have a faster response. So we're waiting for this to go through. We just got another message. I don't know why it was giving me a little bit of lag. I think my computer was having some issues, so it's giving me some past messages. But when this goes through, it's going to send the current, most updated message. So we just got that. Let's go see what it says. Awesome. I've created a new Google document titled AI Agents, Interesting Statistics. So now we can go in here, click this document. We now have a Google Docs document. It's not the best because I gave it a kind of not the best prompt, but you see that it connected these two agents together. These are the two examples that I use in the beginning tutorials. So again, if you guys have any questions, make sure you join the community or you leave them down in the comments. But again, if you want all of these automations, including my full motion assistant template with all these workflows connected to it, make sure you guys join the community and click the link in the description. AI agents are taking over jobs. So the people who do this now will be the ones that actually have money because there will be no middle class anymore. There will be no jobs when you have AIs that can do it 24/7 and doesn't have to get paid. So be ahead of the game. Be in the mix. You already are if you're watching this video. I salute you if you made it this far. Make sure you use the free resources that are down in the description. If you can't get into the community, make sure you join the free Discord. So there's no excuses anymore. The hungry gonna eat.